Hey guys, what's up? January 24th here. I got a fun video for you here today. We're going to set up our infield design for this season. We're a couple weeks from the start of our season. If you haven't checked out my overseed video that I just posted the other day, I apologize, it was super late this year. I planned on trying to get some things cleaned up and done over the holidays, and I just got super backed up. But check out that video. It was the best overseed that I've ever had. My field is the best that it's ever looked, in my opinion. I'm really excited about where my field's at, so check that out if you haven't. I really appreciate all the comments and all the people who sent emails and have reached out. Again, the more that you guys reach out and the more that you guys like and subscribe and do those things with my channel, the more stuff that I'm going to post, and that's kind of what motivated me to make another video and post another video so short right here. So I'm going to take you through this today. I always stake it down right at the mound as well, just because obviously it's gonna arc up and I don't want it to stand up. So obviously, as you can see right here, this is off the ground, so I'm gonna stake this in over my mound just so it creates a straight line. So I've got a straight line going right through the apex of home plate, right through second base. That gives me my starting point. Okay, so first things first, what causes you to see stripes on a baseball field? I know this is probably a 101 question sort of thing, but as you roll over grass blades, okay, one way or the other, you see reflection of light from sunlight, obviously. It's a cloudy day today, so it's not the ideal day to be striping up stuff as far as showing you good pictures on a camera, okay? But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start right down the center where I've got my string line, and we're gonna go that direction to start my first stripe, and then I'm gonna kind of work off of that. It's worth noting that I'm not gonna collect grass clippings today. I did just mow last night, so the grass clippings will be very, very minute. It doesn't really matter whether you do or not. I'm not gonna do that only because I'll be able to see my rollers a little bit better to get straighter lines without my grass bin. Shouldn't matter a whole lot, but there's no point in collecting the clippings today. Also, I just wanted to say that the design that I do, I really like, is inspired by the Oakland Athletics. They've done this design. I copy this design. There's a variety of reasons why I really like it. I think it looks really cool. It's also easy to do. All right, I'm having all kinds of tech problems today. I just screwed up on something with my camera here, but first question that probably some people are thinking is, if I have my string line set, is the mower going to cut that? And if you're using a real mower, you're not. A rotary mower obviously probably would, because it would suck that cord up. So if you're using a rotary mower, obviously you can't go right over a string line. But I've never cut a line here with my real mower. So I had video recorded, but I just lost it. I did my first couple stripes, and I go right down the center. A couple things with this is, again, I'll try to burn these first couple lines in pretty dark a couple times, just so that they stand out, because obviously I'm not going to have a string line down every time that I mow. And these are I'm always going to go off of this first line, so I'll make sure that I get that one set, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so I do this front quadrant, and I go all the way down here, and I get these piggybacking off of one another till we get to about right here. That starts your first quadrant, which basically gets the first quarter of your infield done. So that's how I start that. And then what I'm going to do from there is, now I'm going to start going this way. So I'm going to turn this mower around, and I'm going to go all the way down, and I'm going to start going this way until I get to about halfway or so where that mound's at. I'm gonna put the drone up for you guys in the air, but I'm having some issues with my drone. If anybody can leave me a comment and let me know what's going on. I can't leave, or I can't take a time-lapse video with it. It says that my card has too much of a slow speed writing thing. Leave a comment below if you know how to fix that. I've tried turning down the resolution. I don't have that option on my time lapse, but I'm gonna try to do a time lapse. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'll try to get a little bit of video. And like I said, if you're a little bit more tech savvy than I am, help me out with what I need to do. Yeah, it says storage, write speed, slow, hyperlapse, paused. So I don't know how to do a hyperlapse here with this. I don't know if I've got settings wrong or what, but if you could leave me a comment and let me know if you're more tech savvy than me, that'd be awesome. I know that I've done hyperlapses before, so I don't know what all of a sudden is changing. Okay, so I got this quadrant done, and a couple important key things that I want to point out is you're going to go here till you go about halfway through. You want to kind of go through the back end of the pitching rubber here, and this line right here is going to be important because this is going to end up being a cleanup cut line, which we're going to talk about here shortly and is really important on this thing. So a couple things that I want to point out is my infield's a little bit wet today, so I'm trying to stay off my infield skin with my mower. Ideally, if this was dry and we hadn't just got crushed with rain a couple days ago, I would be coming all the way off and pivoting on my infield so that I'm not creating all this wear and tear on my grass. That is one downside of this design, is in the kind of the middle. I end up having some pivots mid infield, which isn't the best on your grass, but I kind of make do with it, and it ends up being okay. It doesn't matter if you don't mow all the way to the end, and you'll see why again at the end when we talk about cleanup cut lines. There's going to be a couple cleanup cut lines that are going to kind of clean up all this anyway. Okay, but we've got this quadrant done, so in theory we're basically almost halfway done, minus our cut up our lines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start back over here, and then I'm going to finish down my string line again, and we're going to kind of pick up from there. All right, I'm going to show you an example of what happens when you accidentally roll on with your mower onto a wet infield. You tear that out like that. That's a total mistake on my part. And so that's why you see me pivoting. Same thing right over here. I did this yesterday actually. My infield's just been super wet. So again, I'm just trying to stay off my infield skin today, because I don't want to do damage to that. So a couple important things is, again, I'm going to keep going with the stripes till I get about where an imaginary line halfway through my pitching line is going to be, and again, you'll kind of see why that is. Also really important to note is you're lining up these stripes down here. As I get my mower going, I'm not necessarily looking to the end here. I'm looking towards the end, all the way at the very end, because nothing's worse than you kind of get these stripes just a little bit off. That's why I set this string line to begin with, is to make sure that these lines are as straight as possible. But that's kind of what we got going on here. Okay, so I stopped this quadrant going here where that cleanup cut line is. We're going to end up going over that again to clean things up later on, but you kind of get the point. Gosh, I wish it was a sunny day. You'd be able to see these lines a whole lot better. I picked the worst day of the whole week. Well, actually the rainy day would have been the worst day of the week. But that's what this quadrant looks like. And again, I'm trying to get these lined up all the way as straight as possible down as far as we can go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go this way here, okay, back towards the center. That's going to turn into that cleanup cut line on that front part, if you can imagine that. So that's where we're going. That's where we're heading here next. Okay, so I don't know how well those lines are showing up there, but we've gotten to where I'm at my last line here, where this is going to be my cleanup cut line here going through the mound. It's going to clean up this stuff. So as I was going this way on my first quadrant, I'll know for the second, third, and every other time after time that I mow, I'll be able to see this line that I haven't quite burned in yet, and that's where I'll know where I'll turn around in future mows. Also, oh sorry, worth noting, I don't know if you can see, I'll walk down that way. You should be able to see here as we walk down, again, worst day of the whole freaking week to be doing this, where this other cleanup cut line is going to overlap. Okay, and you're going to see that there. That should overlap right there. In fact, actually I should be done. I don't even need to make one more cleanup cut, but I didn't go far enough, but I will for today. So those are going to line up, and then once we're done with that, we've got our 4 quadrants done, and then we're going to get into our cleanup cut lines, what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm not going to end this video today. I'm going to get this burned in a couple of times so that it stands out a little bit more. I'm going to figure out why I can't get my drone to take a video at all. I'm going to come back out next week after I've done this a couple times, get my drone up in the air on a nice bright sunny day that you can see, and then I'll better explain what we're going to do with our cleanup cut lines. All right, so I have to head to class, so I'm going to have to wrap it up for today. But as I mentioned, what we're going to do is we're going to get update of this thing here in a week once we've got a couple mows in and a good sunny day, and I figured out how to get my drone to take a video for me so that we can get a little aerial footage and explain some of these cleanup lines, which are really important to this project. So anyway, we'll get you an update here in a couple days. All right, so I went back here. It's a week later, and I'm doing these cleanup cuts here. So what I'm going to do is, this is kind of my cleanup cut. It's going to go between these 2 sections right here towards the mound. I'm going to do 2 lines, and this kind of just is where my turn pivot is. It's to clean up these turns. So you'll see this here. I'll go down this kind of towards the back of the rubber, and then I'll go back down the opposite direction here. You'll see this here, and I wish I could speed this up, but I don't think I can. And then I'm going along the outside line here again. Now, it is important to note, or I guess it's not important, but I will note, I'm not actually mowing right here. I am using my sorrel roller, spike roller, so some of my turns and pivots here are a little bit wide and a little bit off, just because it's a little clunky to use this here. So I'm going to get my cleanup cuts here on the arc. As you see, I'm going to go all the way down, and you'll see me go off the grass right here, and I kind of just do a little swivel off to kind of start and get back on line here. Cleanup cutting this line all the way down here. The same line here. These are the same lines that I'd already done, but I'll just kind of go over these again just to kind of get the any sort of turns that I have from my diagonals going between home and second. So I'll clean these guys up here again by going through them. And then again, I'm going along the outside here, and I'm going to get this back arc. Same thing here, you'll see as I get down this cleanup cut line. Now this should line up with the opposite line on the other side. And that's going to clean up the transition there between those 2 quadrants here. Also, I would note that it is okay to do these middle lines, these cleanup cut lines in the middle first before going all the way around. In fact, I actually often do that. I just didn't this one time for whatever reason. But again, you're going to see me clean up cut this line here and get this cut out there as well. And then I'll go over these lines that I already have again one last time just to kind of clean these up here. And once I get to the center and I've done all my cleanup cuts lines there, I'm going to go all the way around the mound. It doesn't matter what direction you go. I always choose this direction because it's just the best for my mower as far as the spacing there. So I'm going to go all the way around there, clean that up here. And then what I'm going to do once I get to the front here is I'm going to reverse pivot and I'm going to go a second one just outside of that circle and make a circle go in the opposite direction. This really makes this kind of have that popping effect there and kind of cleans up any of these like pivots and whatnot that you've got. So I'm outside that first line here going the opposite direction. This is a key cleanup cut line right here. And then I'll go back down out here. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go a second cleanup cut line just inside. So we're going to make a second line. And this is an important line. This really kind of helps make things stand out as well. I can't have a zoom in here. I'm not sure how this is going to show on your TV, but I'm 36 inches off the dirt line here. That's the width of my mower. And this will actually transition here. You'll be able to see it here. How I'm going outside. This will transition right into that second line right here um, that you see. This is a good view of it right here. Those all tie into one another really nicely there. So this second line here, we're going to do the same thing around this cutout. And then that's going to be it here. I'll kind of let this play as I'm finishing up this video. I've got a couple pictures here to show you at the end. This turned out really nice. I have been able to, at the point of yesterday when I did this spike roll here, I had been able to mow this a few times. The sun's shining nice and bright this day, so I thought it was the best time to get the drone up for you. And speaking of the drone, I don't know what ended up happening. I don't know if I have the wrong SD card. The thing that just stumps me is it would play videos, it would do time lapses before. It's not a new SD card, and then all of a sudden it wasn't, and it gave me that slow recording. So again, if you wanted to leave me a comment or leave me a suggestion in the comments on what I need to do, maybe I just don't. I thought I had a really nice SD card, maybe I don't. But that's it, guys. Again, here's kind of the finishing touches. Here's kind of how this turned out. Really happy with this. Again, guys, tell me what you think in the comments. Leave me a like. Consider subscribing to my channel. And appreciate it, guys. Have a great day.